What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video within the Generative AI tool series. And in this video, we'll be talking about and building our very first agent using ADK, which is short for Agent Development Kit, recently released by Google, totally open source, which is a huge leap of faith by Google. And we'll talk about that in a bit. But the thing is, Google, alongside with a few like OpenAI, are stepping into or paving way for the agentic frameworks, which is kind of exciting. So in 2022 and 23, we could call that a year of assistance where you would build RAG assistants or domain specific assistants using some prompt engineering. But the agentic framework in itself is, a huge deal because now you can have a task, you can break down your task, you can delegate those broken tasks to not one but many agents, and you could even orchestrate these agents alongside with each other. So one agent can transfer some knowledge to another, and that can, result into a better decision making. So before we dive into the actual action and the code itself, let's talk about the core pillars of ADK itself. So yeah, this is the section, and the documentation is intensive. And just a disclaimer, this will be the very first video of many because we'll be building and evolving Google's agent by using Google services and hooking up different services like, you know, Google Calendar. Uh, I love to build a agent that can sort of automate some of my calendar stuff and, you know, crazy ideas. But before that, let's talk about what it actually offers. So, multi-agent by design, build modular and scalable application composing multiple specialized agents in hierarchy. We've already talked about this. Rich model ecosystem, and this is the best part. That's why I said, a huge leap of faith by Google, because you can use Gemini, which is offered by Google, but you can also use open source models, or you can even use, models by Mistral, which is, what belongs to another big league, Meta, Anthropic, and whatnot. Then you have rich tool ecosystem. You can use MCPs, and yes, I know I need to make another video on MCP, especially open source MCP, and different third-party integrations like LangChain, Llama Index, and LangGraph as well. So really cool stuff. Built-in streaming that was expected, and flexible orchestration. This is again a huge big offering. So you can define your workflows like in sequential parallel loop, and I will be making a dedicated video on orchestration solely. So yeah, an integrated development experience, develop, test, debug. So again, when I say agentic framework, so a developer would expect that you can get everything out of it. You just get a whole ecosystem where you can jump in, build your code, build your assistant, test it, and even evaluate it. So built-in evaluations, check, and easy deployment. So these are like the core offerings. Now let's jump into our code, and we'll be building our very first policy specific agent. So for example, if you're an employee working within a company and you want to learn about, the policies or inquire about the policy. So beforehand, I remember we did it with OpenAI Assistant, but now let's replicate the whole thing using Gemini alongside with ADK. And yeah, alrighty, people, I'm in my VS Code and I'm going to be working with two files, agents.py and .env, which happens to have my Gemini API key. And if you don't have your Gemini API key, you'll have to go to Google AI Studio, which happens to be a one-stop shop for you. So you'll have to run through a couple of steps like creating a Google project and enabling Gemini API within that project, but that's easy peasy. Yeah, you can do it in just like 5 minutes. So I have my standard packages over here, .env, OS, and asyncio, which I'll be using for, some of my async processes. And I need some supporting classes, which I'm going to import from the GenAI package. And this happens to be types, agent, in-memory session service, and runner. I'll be talking about them individually. Oopsie. Okay. Oh, Control Z. All right, there we go. And I'm also importing the GenAI package itself because GenAI package and ADK work hand in hand. So if I hook my API key over here, which I'm doing in the next few lines, ADK will actually pick up that API key by itself. So no biggie over here. Okay, I have two particular methods and I'm going to talk about them in a while. Just know that these methods are like the main juice of this whole code. So they're like the actual engine. So let's talk about this bit first. So the session service is more like an in-memory DB. So now you don't have to rely on any other service. Like previously, when I was using OpenAI assistants, I would rely on Redis to store all my chat history and stuff. Now, with this particular framework or this particular agent development kit, you have your session service in memory. So all your history, all your conversations will be stored in this particular object. But again, consider consider this like instantiating a session, but for that you need more information. And that information is app name, which happens to be, I'm just calling it employee policy app. I'm just assigning a random user ID, session ID, and I'm using 2.0 Flash experimental. Next, I'm going to be instantiating my policy agent. And for that, I'm using uh, this particular object or class. Uh, so all it takes is the name, policy agent v1, model. I've specified the model over here. Description provides information regarding a specific policy, and I have some set of instruction in terms of how to deal with the response. If it's a success, how you would be presenting the response. If there is an error, how would you be presenting that response? And you'll have to call a like get policy information a tool, which is, as I said, the main engine what we're trying to do. You'll be calling this particular tool, and I'm later on providing this tool over here. Perfect. Then this is where I'm instantiating the session. It takes app name, user ID, session ID. I'm just printing a statement that, hey, your session is created. All right. The next is the main, again, another part of the juice of the code. This is the runner, and as it states in the comment above, runner orchestrates the agent's execution loop. So it makes a lot of decision, and there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do with this object. But currently, we're just going to make a simple agent and run, some queries sequentially. So this is a policy agent. I hook up my app name and I provide my in-memory service object over here. Again, just a little, uh, just a little print statement here that will be useful within the terminal. So last step is run conversation. And here I'm calling a bunch of call agent async, which is the method residing above. And I'm just passing in my question over here. So my very first question is, what is a remote work policy? And I expect my function to actually fetch some data from a database, from a file or whatever. But in this particular case, I'm just using a plain JSON. But just to let you know, there's a lot of stuff that we can do, by calling a particular tool. We can call anything that we want. So this hopefully this will be a successful response. This is a more erroneous response because I'm asking about who will win between Thor versus Wolverine. This is not associated with the domain that we're dealing with. So I'll be getting some error over here, or just like the third question is around work hour policy. Again, I'm expecting a response from here as well, and then I'm wrapping it up in async.run and run conversation, which will run this async. Okay, now coming back to the main juice of the code, which happens to be get policy information. So again, this is more like a mockup method. So what I'm doing, I have created a mockup DB, and all it has is a set of different policy. So what I expect is that my agent to call, and firstly my agent to recognize that what is the specific policy that the user is asking for. and then hook that particular policy to this tool. And this tool would further, match this DB and take out, all the text specific to that particular policy. Let me just collapse it here. This is just to give you guys a basic idea. Again, I know these are like the baby steps towards creating an assistant. Sorry, agent. We cannot call it assistants anymore. So this is a simple check which just, sends you either if it didn't find anything, it's gonna throw up an error. And if it finds it something that matches with the policy that the agent is attaching with the tool, we're just going to send up the value, like what that policy actually is. I'm going to collapse this here as well. And this is my call agent async. So so this is where the whole streaming thing is being handled. So if you're well accustomed with how streaming works, then you would know that the response that a user gets from either a LLM or an assistant or an agent, it comes in deltas, and you have to store that delta, within some object, or concatenate a string to make sure that you don't lose anything. So this is the whole thing. So what I'm saying is like, I'm fetching up the contents, and this actually creates or segregates the text into specific parts. Then you run the runner, which this is the runner over here, and this is again happening async. And within that, all I'm checking is like, did I get the final response? And when I get the final response, I'm just, representing it within the terminal in that specific format. And this is my final response over here, which is either being updated or, attached alongside with the other data that we receive. All right, so let's go ahead and run this. Okay, I'm gonna say Python agents.py. Let me just, okay, make it easier for you guys to see, and let's run this. It's gonna take a while. All right, that's our first query, and we get a response. That's our second query. That's our third query. And boom, it's finished. Let's go ahead and check what the response is. So here you go. The very first thing is our session is created and runner created for the agent. So our very first user query is what is the remote work policy. The tool call is specific to remote work policy. This is the extract that the agent is passing to the tool. And then we have a response. The remote work policy states that remote work is allowed for approve approved positions. Employees must have dedicated workspaces, use company issued equipment, adhere to all company policies. Perfect. Then you have who will win between Thor versus Wolverine. I'm designed to provide the information regarding company policies. I cannot answer your question. That's exactly what we need. And then we have another user query. What is the work hour policy? And then again, the tool has been called specific to work hour policy. And then we have the standard working hours are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Overtime is subject to approval. Blah blah blah. So you get the drill, right? So this is everything. This is a very first agent, and yes, in the upcoming videos, we'll be evolving this agent. I would love to create something that can be hooked up along with Google Calendar, other third-party APIs and stuff. So yeah, interesting times. And we'll explore more about ADK because it's pretty extensive. Even if you go ahead and look into its documentation, there's a lot of stuff. But the good thing is that we'll cover all of that stuff slowly, one video at a time. Let me know how you found this video. I hope it was helpful. And yes, I'm going to put this code into a GitHub gist and share it alongside my video. So if you're watching this video up till now, you can find the code in the description section. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.